everyone, and welcome to our first Moody talk on sadness. I chose sadness for November because I think there can be a lot of sadness during the holiday seasons. You know, some people, they lost loved ones that they won't see this year, or they've lost them a while back and they're still very, sad that they're gone. There are people who don't have their family, they don't have contact with their family. And so there's that sadness that they don't have the family that they want to have for the holiday season. So there's a lot of ways that we can be sad during this time. So I decided to do sadness. And every month I start off the month with descriptive words, their intensity, and also body sensations and ways that we can express that we're not even realizing we express our sadness. So let's get into it. These are my words for sadness. So we have sad, disappointed, hurt, sorrow, defeated, misery, lonely, depressed, gloomy, unhappy, rejected, and suffering. Okay, now we're going to put them on the intensity scale. So 1 being least intense, 10 being most intense. And I started off with I'm happy and disappointed. Then I start to move up to hurt and sad. Sad, for some people may be higher up on the scale, but I put it fairly low, around a 3. And then gloomy and defeated are coming up into the middle, so they're getting more intense. Gloomy and defeated being about a 4 or 5. Rejected definitely being that 5. Then we go to depression, which is about a 7, 6 or 7. Where rejected is going from like a 5 to 6. Then we have misery, which is definitely getting up there for me in intensity. That looks to be like about an 8 or so. Sorrow and suffering being the most intense words that I could use for my feelings of sadness. Okay. Again, I think it's really important that we choose our words that we use. We just try to imagine when you see the word sadness, the words that pop up for you, and write them down. And then get a little intensity scale. Just make it 1, 5, 10, and start to just plot them on the scale. Because if you realize that you're using a word a lot for sadness that is more intense than you thought, then there's something that you really need to do for yourself to cope with that such an intense feeling, right? Okay. Next, we talk about body sensations and experience we're having when we feel sad. So we could feel tired, low energy, feeling empty inside, feeling no pleasure, difficulty swallowing, breathlessness or dizziness, feeling as if you can't stop crying, right? So these are just some of the body sensations that we feel. There are so many others out there, but these are just some of them. And I feel like these are pretty common, right? That you'd be feeling tired all the time when you're sad, when you're depressed, right? So depression is feeling tired or low energy. Let's see, what's some other words? Sorrow, making you feel empty inside. Feeling no pleasure could be gloomy, right? Difficulty swallowing, that seems to be a bit more intense, right? So maybe we would say that would be depression or sorrow. Breathlessness or dizziness, I would say those are pretty intense. And feeling as if you can't stop crying. I think when you have a body experience such as crying, I think that can give you the hint that it's a pretty intense feeling, right? So these are just some of the body sensations and experiences we can feel when we're sad. Next, actions and expressions for sadness. Okay, so when you're sad, you may avoid places and things that you don't want to remind you of whatever you're feeling sad about. talking little or not at all, so not communicating with people, and that may also include, sheltering yourself, hiding yourself away, right? Feeling empty, as if there's nothing inside, you just don't feel anything inside of you. That's pretty intense, right? Slumping and frowning could be more of a, or a lesser intense feeling, but you may notice yourself doing that when you're feeling sad. And let's say, what do we say when, like, what are some of those words? Sad, or what did we say? Hurt, disappointed. We may see ourselves do that when we feel less intense emotion, right? That we're just a slight change in our body or in our facial expression, right, can really be a tip to your feeling sadness. May not be intense, but that you're feeling some sadness. And then feeling lethargic, like you just can't get up, you can't move around, you're feeling slow, you're feeling as if, you can't get yourself out of bed or off the couch, and you just don't want to move. So those are some expressions of sadness. I hope this helps. I would love for you to do this for yourself, honestly. Just get a piece of paper, write down those words that mean sadness to you. You may use some more often than others, but maybe it's because you don't feel them as intensely, right? So if you're feeling disappointed about something, you may feel that a lot more often than sorrow, right? So try to delve deep into your mind. What could be the words that I use specifically when I'm sad? And then grab another piece of paper, put a 1, 5, and 10 in a line, and start plotting out those words. Because you may realize that the words you're using are definitely more intense than you thought they were, and that you need to have some sort of coping skill available for you to help you through that, whether it be something physical like getting your mind off of things with exercise, or holding something cold in your hand to get your mind away from it and into your body sensations. And we need those kind of skills to have a good toolbox for ourselves when we're feeling our different emotions. So I'll be back next week. We'll start on some coping skills. And the skills that I show you guys are very personal to me. I use them myself. So I really enjoy giving that to you guys, like helping you to find tools that may help you better. And some of them may not, but I like just putting them out there because they work for me. So we'll see you guys all next week. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.